Oh, we're so staying.
We're staying.
It's that time of week again. The viewing figures, both consolidated and overnight, are stirring controversy within the fandom. To be fair though, we have some good news on viewing figures, and some not so good news which we'll break down later. Russell T Davies has been directly asked about the future of Doctor Who and a possible 2025 Christmas special.
Do you have any plans for a Christmas special this year?
And is a returning or maybe new Time Lord character about to crop up in Doctor Who in just a couple of days' time? Because there's an interesting detail that some people have noticed about the story and the engine, which is episode 5, set to air this Saturday. And with all these talks of Doctor Who potentially being cancelled, could Donald Trump, yes, you heard me right, could Donald Trump be the man that cancels Doctor Who? That's not a joke. Stick around to hear what on earth we're talking about there. So let's just dive in. We'll start with the positive news. Doctor Who Episode 3 of Season 2 The Well had a big boost in its viewing figures. The consolidated figures for The Well are a big improvement on Lux's consolidated figures. So for those of you who don't know, the consolidated figures are everybody who watched on iPlayer, so anyone who watched the episode on a phone, a tablet, even a smart TV, any use of iPlayer, whether that be before the episode airs on TV or the 7 days following. You can find all this information in this TV Zone article, where they also point out, good news, it was the biggest show for the BBC of the day. So once again, all these factors about is Doctor Who going to get cancelled? I'm starting to think the more the weeks go on, the way this series has been received critically, and the fact that it still remains the biggest show of the day for the BBC, it does make me think, it's not all about overnight viewing figures. People have to stop panicking immediately on the overnights. The article goes on to say that BRB data has now been released, which shows that The Well has a consolidated figure of 3.24 million after 7 days. This figure includes those who watched from 8 AM on the day of release, which includes those who watched on devices such as phones or computers. Overall, the episode was the 25th most watched programme of the week, but the BBC's biggest programme of the day, and third overall across all channels. So 25th most watched of the week isn't bad. I don't think it's as good as the Bad Wolf or the BBC were initially hoping for, but as ever we've also got to consider this doesn't have anything to do with Disney+. Disney+ have always been incredibly secretive about their viewing figures, so who knows how well Doctor Who's doing? We certainly don't. Here's just a quick recap on the season's ratings so far. So episode 1, The Robot Revolution, got an overnight of 2 million, and then almost doubled in the 7 days afterwards, with 3.57 million. Throughout the series, give or take, they're roughly doubling after the consolidated figures, so 1.57 million goes to 3.05 million. Then the overnights for The Well, 1.9 million, and our 7-day consolidated figure of 3.24 million. Now, we do have the episode 4 viewing figures, and this is the bad news viewing figure-wise. It is the lowest ever overnight viewing figures for Doctor Who ever. But as I've just explained, I don't need to explain it again. Sure, the episode may have only picked up an overnight audience of 1.5 million, but that doesn't count iPlayer, tablets, smartphones, any of that jazz. I'm a big Doctor Who fan, look at this channel. I didn't watch it live. I watched it on iPlayer at 8 AM. Anyway, moving swiftly on, Donald Trump has made, this feels bizarre, I feel like I'm talking about actual news here rather than just Doctor Who news, but it could impact Doctor Who. Donald Trump has said that he is considering 100% tariffs on movies not made in the US. Now, knowing this man, that could very well include TV production as well. And I think he's just a bit butthurt, quite frankly, that the big films like Avengers, Star Wars, and loads of big films, TV shows, I'm pretty sure Mission Impossible, they're all filmed in the United Kingdom. And look, Donald wants everything to himself, quite frankly. I think it's a pride thing, isn't it? But if this does come into play, the Disney Doctor Who partnership, like obviously Disney being big American company outsourcing to the United Kingdom, Mr. Trump's not going to be happy, is he? So all of this talk as to whether the deal even still exists. If this happens, Donald Trump may be stopping Doctor Who anyway. I reckon that man's a Slovene. I've been saying it for years. Him and Boris Johnson were conspiring little Slovenes. But anyway, we'll move on from that. This is just a quick and kind of funny article because I kept seeing it crop up and I was very intrigued as to like, oh, who's slagging off the show? Former Doctor Who star says that the show is too sophisticated. We used to have stories that were very simple. Now, who said this? It was former Doctor Who star Peter Purves. Or is it Peter Purves? Peter Purves? I hope he doesn't. Has shared that he is often confused by the newest episodes of the show, describing them as too sophisticated. Now obviously Peter Purves, I hope he doesn't, played Stephen, the first Doctor companion, back in I think the 60s, it must have been the 60s. Early to mid 60s. But yeah, I think this has kind of been blown out of proportion. I've seen a load of places reporting this as if he's slating the show. He's not really, he's just voicing an opinion, and I'm sure he doesn't avidly watch Doctor Who. He probably tuned into like a Moffat finale and went, what? So I'm sure there's no drama there. I mean, he came back for Tales of the TARDIS in like 2023, so yeah, it's all chill on that front. Courtesy of the Black Archives Doctor Who photo gallery, which you should go and check out. It's got so many cool Doctor Who pictures on there. We have a bunch of new pictures for this week's upcoming episode, the story and the engine. First up, we have this. The TARDIS going mad with Belinda inside, it's going red. And now, look, I'm concocting a little theory here. I reckon we're going to see another Time Lord in this episode. Either a character who is like returning from the Doctor's past, or just an entirely new character. But I reckon that, as seen in this image here, the Barber is in fact going to be a Time Lord. Now, why do I say this? One, in the trailer, he has that line where he's like, "This is my domain," and it seems quite creepy. And two, in multiple posts made by the BBC and the synopsis for this episode, they've capitalised the B of Barber. Now, I'm no English teacher, but if I'm correct, any English teachers watching this could correct me in the comments, but Barber is a common noun. So you wouldn't normally capitalise it because it's like referring to a profession. Like doctor, you wouldn't normally capitalise doctor unless it's being used as a proper noun, like a name or a place or a title. So if this guy's name is the Barber, i.e. the Doctor, you'd capitalise the first letter. And a couple of the BBC posts have been doing that. So TARDIS going wrong, the Barber, that creepy shot of him in the trailer, and all these theories about the barber shop being on the back of this spider, that could be like his TARDIS or something. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. I reckon we may be onto something, or they could have just misused, or my grasp of the English language could just be wrong. We also got this really cool picture of 15 and Belinda. Like, there's, I believe the kids are calling it aura. They have aura. I'm going to stop trying to use modern slang. I'm not even old. And then finally, if you're on Doctor Who Twitter, you will have seen, I presume, the discussion, the talk that everybody, Russell has talked about the Christmas special for this year. Well, would they even have time to film a Christmas special? A lot of people are saying no. But I think yes. I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying I think they would have time. But I'm pretty sure the Return of Dr. Mysterio was shot in September, then obviously released by December, and we're in May. So it's not implausible. The only possible hurdle is that Ncuti Gatwa is in a play for a couple of months. So that would limit when they can do it. Also, Disney aren't going to commission more Doctor Who until season 2's done, and with Mr. Donald on his little tirade, who knows? But I wouldn't be wholly surprised if the BBC commission, off their own back, a Doctor Who Christmas special, because that is the time slot that always does best for Doctor Who. And also, the BBC Christmas slate last year was so jam-packed. This year, they've kind of got nothing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they want a Doctor Who episode. Maybe it will be similar to, like, Eve of the Daleks, which also, I'm pretty sure, although that was a New Year's special, the 1 week doesn't make much difference. Although that was a New Year's special, that was also recorded in around June, July time. So they might do an Eve of the Daleks type, lower budget, contained to one thing, base under siege, fun Christmas episode rather than trying to do something too high budget. But Russell himself has said,
decisions still to come on season 3, all of that. Do you have any plans for a Christmas special this year?
No updates on Doctor Who, just as a wait and see. Conversations happening, obviously. And the War Between the Land and the Sea, we just had a big edit onto it. That's looking so magnificent.
Him saying conversations are happening, I think there's definitely a bunch of contingency plans at the BBC, and I reckon even if ultimately Disney do pull out, I think it's unlikely we'll get a Christmas special this year. It's not impossible, because it also depends on whether Ncuti's gone. If the 15th Doctor's gone, I don't think they'll want to commission just a one episode for a new Doctor on Christmas. I reckon they'd probably wait and launch them with a series. But then again, Church on Ruby Road, The Christmas Invasion, that was kind of like episode 1 for a Doctor, then wait a couple of months for their season. But I don't know. Do you think we'll get a Christmas episode this year? I think it's not impossible, I just think it's unlikely. I reckon what is likely is Disney may pull out, but the BBC will keep funding Doctor Who in some capacity, and on Christmas Day we'll get a teaser trailer or just a little fun thing for something Doctor Who in the future. I don't think it's getting cancelled, I don't think it's going off air. I have optimism that could age really poorly really soon. But let me know what you're thinking in the comments down below. As ever, if you did enjoy this video, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe and share. Thanks so much for all the support recently. I released yesterday a little montage video because we hit 30,000 subscribers. Thank you everyone. Check out the Patreon if you want to. There's like exclusive audio commentaries on our fan films, there's behind the scenes stuff, there's early access to new videos and podcasts and whatnot. Go check it out. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Confused Adipose YouTube channel.
I will destroy you!
She's not seen a single
No,
episode.
I've watched your episodes.
Keep these sonic screwdrivers.
What else am I saying about the film? Don't watch this one.